Hello, my crafty friend, and thank you so much for tuning in today while I decorate the Valentine's Day journal that I've been working on. It's funny, I've thought about doing a Valentine's journal for the last couple of years, ever since I found this vintage book at a thrift store and noticed that the spine had these gold embossed hearts in it. It was so cute, however, the book was crumbling, as you can see where I've kind of let it show under the fabric that I've used to cover the front and back. So I've been a little bit reluctant to use it because I was wondering what I should do about the crumbliness. Like, do I go in with some red paint and paint into this area here that, you know, the beige is showing through? Do I put a little bit of glue there and glue the cover material down? For now, I decided to just kind of leave it, but if you have an opinion on the matter, please let me know in a comment. But anyway, I'm not going to do a flip through yet. The flip through will come on Saturday when I do my flip through video. But for today, what I'm going to do is use my newest digital printable kit that's full of romance themed ephemera and decorate the blank pages. So yeah, I've printed out an extra sheet of each of the ephemera pieces that I painstakingly, meticulously fussy cut to go into here, just so that I can show you what they look like when they're first downloaded and printed out. So yeah, if you're one of my regular viewers, welcome back, and you probably recognize these from the Victorian scrapbook that I did a flip through of. Boy, was that just last week. If you're new, welcome and thank you for joining. But anyway, yeah, so I scanned every page of that Victorian scrapbook first before removing the items from the pages. And thank goodness I did, because sadly when I soaked the images off, a lot of them got really faded. I'll show you what I mean. So this is my envelope of originals. I haven't done all of them yet, so I think some of them I'll just leave on the page. But this is how this beautiful piece looks now compared to the vibrancy in these colors that you see in the scans from last week. So some of them, thank goodness, some of them held true. And I think it's those, like this one, that had kind of a, almost like a plasticized surface here. That the original looks more vibrant than the print. That is because I printed these even though my color ink light was on my printer. But anyway, these are all taken from the scans that I made before soaking the images off the page, and I took all the little bits that had kind of a romance theme and made them into this kit. So what comes in the kit are the pages exactly as you see them here to print out in PDF forms. But I've also made zipped files that contain the JPEGs. Is that what you call them? You know, the individual little digital stickers that you can drag and drop and use in your own designs, which I highly recommend doing if you're going to print out, for example, like pink pages or something to go into a journal. Dragging and dropping this onto the page that you're designing and then printing it out will be a lot easier than fussy cutting them, in my experience anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to show you what you get in the kit. I love these little angels. Angels or cupids or whatever you want to call them, especially this little one. He's got a little monkey on a box holding a heart and a hat. I'm sure that made sense to the Victorians. This one is sealing up a barrel of what I thought were apples at first, but on closer inspection, they're hearts. This cool rose-covered gazebo. This little pair of fussy cut Victorian people just looked like they were meant to be a couple. This lady looking at a heart. So yeah, they're pretty, and I feel like they could be used not just for Valentine's journals, but year-round. This little cupid didn't fit on that first page, so she got placed on the second sheet. But anyway, yeah, you get, look at this chinoiserie couple. They're so beautiful. They'd be beautiful in an Asian-themed journal as well. I love these two little angels whispering a secret, the rose ship. This one I'll probably use in a journal about my cats, maybe in my personal journal on a picture of them because it says sweet pet, which is just so adorable. But yeah, I also scanned all of the romantic looking ephemera that was rectangular and then laid it out in a way that it would be really easy to cut. So cutting out these sheets took me like 10 minutes, whereas cutting out these ones took me a couple hours. I made some little sweethearts. You can see that I was running out of ink, sadly, if you look at these images. They're still pretty, but this turned out a lot more vibrant in my original print. And yeah, I love how this one scanned. You can see the cellophane tape that was authentic. You can see where the paper lace is kind of crumbling and peeling. You can see the layers of paper that are folded up. This just cut out as a journal card. It looks really cool. Yeah, these ones again look better. And when you print them, they'll look better, assuming that you have proper ink. But yeah, this was on the back of that. So it's a cool double-sided piece if you stick them together. This was on the back of that, an old advertising card. Just love that scene. And then my favorite piece in this kit is the Valentine, where a pair of doves are pulling this chariot full of blue flowers with golden stars. It's just so sweet. I printed this at a reduced size so that it would be more authentic to the size of a postcard. But anyway, I also printed, whoops, where's the page now? This one. This is if you print it full size. I printed it at about 80% the original size because I wanted these little sweethearts to be teeny tiny, because one of the things decorating this belly band in the journal is a really cool aged vintage locket. And I had the brilliant idea, in my humble, not so humble opinion. I guess you can't call it a humble opinion if you just call your idea brilliant, can you? But I had the idea to put little hearts inside the locket. So it's a locket full of little paper sweethearts. Aren't they cute? So yeah, my cutting skills are not perfect. It's a little bit, they turned out a little bit jagged around the edges, but I think they prove the point that you don't have to be a perfect fussy cutter in order to cut out your ephemera and still have it look cute and effective. One of my favorite junk journal channels is Amity Bloom, and Nazi taught me the lesson through her own example that you don't have to fussy cut everything perfectly in order for it to be an adorable little addition to your journal. And so I'm learning to be less of a perfectionist. Anyway, I made it so that the book can actually come out of the hardcover, and don't worry about this stuff. I'll show what all that is when I do the flip through. But yeah, I made it so that the book can come out of the cover, and that way, I will show one other thing before we get to decorating. That way, if you have a Valentine card in your collection that you really cherish, you can stick it in first and then put your book in so that it's like your card is the front cover. Or of course, you can put things in the center, add papers, fill this up and replace it with another book, you know, do what you want with it. I kind of have fun. Most of the journals I make for myself have that style of binding. So yeah, the cover is just this absolutely stunningly beautiful 3D pink floral lace fabric. This was a gift from the beautiful and talented May, And I just overlaid that on some vibrant pink cardstock to be the cover. And thank you, Kimberly. I got a happy mail from both Kimberly and a happy mail from Kat Stone yesterday, so it genuinely feels better than my birthday. Thank you, both of you. But I opened Kimberly's just in time. I hadn't sewn this baby shut yet, and I was kind of lamenting the fact that all of my waxed cotton is, you know, beige, white, brown, and I really wanted something pink that would match the cover. And one of the little goodies she sent me was tied up in this perfect pink string, so I love it when you get exactly the little material you need just in time to make the thing you're making. So anyway, the pages in here are a lot of coffee dyed, pink toned paper, music paper that had romantic-y themes. These are just printables of my Sears wallpaper samples. There's a little paper cameo, another of my Sears wallpaper samples, some coffee dyed cardstock that had a pink tint to it. This I'm going to cover up. I wanted what was on this side of the page. Although he holds his brush and palette in his hands, I know his heart is always with me. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to make this video hours long, as it sometimes happens. I've pre-cut, oh, I told you that already. I pre-cut the little fussy cut pieces that I wanted to use in here. So I was thinking, how perfect is this to go next to this Liechtenstein painting that talks about him holding his palette? I'm going to put these two lovebirds on the preceding page so that it complements the theme, right? There's our romantic artist page. So yeah, I might even put them here and then have something tucked in here so that they kind of, I think that's how I'll do it. And that way, if you want to actually write in the journal, whoever winds up buying this, they have that space there to write in. We might make that our very first thing. So I backed all of these with pink coffee dyed paper and pink wallpaper that I'm including as part of the digital kit so that you can also back your stuff in the same way. Oh yeah, we don't want them back to back. This couple are not fighting or ignoring each other. We want them face to face. And I think I'll position him down like this so that the tip of that paintbrush gets glued flat, because I would worry that if it was sticking up like this, that might bend too much and break. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do this. So, thank you to those of you who have been watching my craft along videos and commenting kind, supportive things on them. I've mentioned before that crafting on camera, it's not something that comes easily to me the way it does to some YouTubers, YouTube journal ladies. I find that when I do a flip through video, which is fully within my comfort zone, I'm able to, you know, obviously give detailed, anecdote-filled, in my attempt, interesting descriptions of the stuff that I use. But when I'm crafting, I find that my brain power goes towards thinking about what I'm doing on the paper, and that leaves less faculty, I guess, for my language skills and for me to think spontaneously of what to say as I'm doing things. But I've had such wonderful feedback from so many of you that I decided, why not just push past that personal comfort zone limitation and keep trying my hand at these craft along videos. It must get easier as you go. Oh, I should also mention at this point, I'm going to do a little giveaway. I have here a beautiful fashion lady card that the lovely Kat Stone sent me a long time ago. And I decided, you know, to share the wealth. I have so many beautiful prints of hers and even original paper dolls of hers that I'd like to share that greeting card with somebody. And so all of the ephemera that I've cut out that I don't use in this little book is going to go into that envelope to the winner of the giveaway. And also all the extra prints, I'm going to put these in that envelope too. I might have to cut them out like this and like that to stick them in, but all of them will be there. So the rules for the giveaway are the same as last time. Just comment on the video, on this video here, and when I do the flip through on Saturday, at the end of that flip through, I'll draw the names of everyone who commented, one per person. Yeah, and the winner will get that envelope full of ephemera. And you know what? I'll put some of the originals in there too. Not just the faded ones. I'll make sure there's some good stuff as well. So let's see. I want to cover up this image because it just does not suit the Valentine's theme. And I'm wondering, like, you'll notice this is smaller than this because I had to print tiny to get those little sweethearts to fit into my cover. So I'm wondering, would it be rude if I cut this out and stick this down and put this as the freebie in that envelope? No, I don't think it would be rude. I don't think so. It was the first ephemera piece put in there. Because, of course, if you wanted a bigger one, you could always get the printables and print out a bigger one. This printable business, my friend, is not as easy as some digital creators would have you believe. It's been hours and hours for me of scanning and then rescanning because some of the files turned out blurry, and I took the time to lay them out. Like, I didn't just want to include the PNGs, I wanted to lay them out on paper too, so that those who struggle like I do with design, with digital design, could have them arranged on pieces of paper where they're easy to cut out. But it was kind of tricky finding the sweet spot between nice size and not blurry. Like, if you enlarge, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of the originals are so teeny tiny that if they were laid out on a paper as they are in real life, they would just be too tricky to cut out and too tiny to really notice in a journal. And yet if you enlarge them too much, they get super duper blurry. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. I think I'll do it like this. Yeah. And I'm going to turn this into a tuck spot. So I'm going to put the glue here and here, and then something will go in there. Pardon me while I rudely step away. Whenever I do one of these videos, I try to have all my little tools ready so that I don't need to step away. There we go. That little rounded corner does make it easier to slip things into the page, I find, into the pocket. But anyway, what was I saying? I think I was just complaining about how long it takes me to get a set of printables ready. Inking these edges just in case it's visible when using the book. You know, this could also make a really good journaling card, but I'm choosing to use it to cover up that page that I don't really like from the art history textbook. Yeah, so scanning is worky. Removing the backgrounds is worky. Laying them out on the paper, on the pages document is worky. I'm trying to teach myself through YouTube tutorials how to use Google Drives instead of Pages. it seems that they're a little bit not more user-friendly, I would say. I think Pages is very user-friendly, but Google Docs gives you a little bit more creative freedom in what you do with it. And speaking of Google, so here's where the bad words came into play as I was working on this particular printable kit. So I finally had all the pages ready exactly how I like them, and all the zip files ready containing all the PNGs exactly as I like them. And I went to create the Etsy listing. And wouldn't you believe it, the file sizes were all too big for Etsy to allow me to upload them, which means that I had to make the decision, did I want to split up the kit and sell it page by page? No way. I feel like that would be less value for the money for those who buy them if it was split up so that each page was sold separately. Did I want to sell just the pages that are arranged and not the PNGs, because it's the PNG files that really didn't fit? And again, no way. I feel like that's ripping people off. I want you to be able to have the digital stickers to do with as you please. So I did some Googling, like how do you make printables available to people in your shop if the file is too large for Etsy to accept? And I came across a lovely seller who shared the tip that you can create a Google Drive and then hyperlink the Google Drive in a Google Doc and upload that Google Doc into your listing so that whoever buys the printables downloads the Google Doc from Etsy and then clicks the link embedded in the Google Doc to get to the drive and then downloads their files from the drive. And at first I was ready to just throw in the towel and think, you know what, this doesn't need to be a printable kit. Like, F it, I'll just use these in my own art and, you know, whatever. But I didn't want to give up that easily, so I figured out how to do it and I did it. And I hope that it's not too worky for people. It's literally just one extra step. Like with each other printable kit, you download all the pages directly from Etsy, from your purchase page. With this one, you have to click a link that takes you to an outside server, the Google server, and then download them from there. But I think it's worth it. And to be fair, I have purchased printables from other shops in the past that included a Google Drive link to click to get to the printables. And at first it irritated me, but once I realized, oh dang, like this is easy, it didn't irritate me anymore. So hopefully it'll be the same for you. And again, I've stepped away because I decided I want to make that into a little booklet, but to make it into a booklet, I need some paper. So I am going to use some of my paper from the 1800s. And pardon me again while I get a stapler. So yeah, this particular digital kit, workier for me, workier for you, but I think that these are just such cool Victorian, like romance themed ephemera pieces that to me it's worth it. And all my bitching and complaining about the process, you know, all that aside, once I get something like this all scanned, I'm so grateful that I have it, because I'm like a craft hoarder. Like when I get originals, the history buff, paper nerd hoarder in me feels like I can never use this in a journal. Like I can't give this away. This is like craft gold. And yet once I've scanned things and I know that I can print them out. Oh wait, I want to make sure these are sized the same before and they are. Look at that. Don't you love it when you print something cut it out and it fits. Maybe that's slightly bigger. I'm just going to give a little trim before I ink this other one. I might have to re-ink. Yeah, that was this one. But anyway, once I've got things scanned and I know that I can print out more infinitely whenever I want to, I feel a lot less precious about keeping the original because, you know, it's like you've saved a piece of that thing. And I also feel like it's almost doing the job of an archivist to scan all of your original ephemera pieces, because if you don't scan it, and a lot of these things that I've scanned to use when I've done Google searches and Etsy searches to see if any other shops already have them, because I don't want to, you know, sell the same identical thing that another shop is selling, or have something listed that you can get free from a site like, what's your name, the Graphics Fairy. And yeah, a lot of these I couldn't find anywhere else, so to me that makes it worth the effort of scanning and formatting and removing backgrounds and turning into PNGs. And there, how cute is that? So I mean, you could print this out. This is the one that came like this on the paper with one other card. You could print it out on paper instead of cardstock. I printed all of these on cardstock just because I like a thick ephemera piece. But if you printed them just on paper, you could cut them out, glue them back to back with a glue stick, and then have something just like an original. But I think these are going to be really cute as the front and back cover to a little mini booklet that's going in here. So you're about to see just how brittle this antique paper is. So I want it about to there. I don't even have to cut it. I just have to fold it to the size I want it. And the moment you crease it, it rips itself. Look at that. And this is one of the reasons I've taken the originals out of the scrapbooks. Like you can see by the coloring, like the yellowed crumbly edges of this stuff, just how fragile it is. It's not acid free and it's not archival quality. So I wouldn't bind this directly into a journal because I'd feel too bad about the fact that it would eat away at whatever it touches. But stapled into a little booklet like this, what it's going to do is beautifully age these on the inside. And it will last. Like, keep in mind, these have lasted since the 1870s when that book was made. There's something satisfying about the moment you fold the paper, it tears so that you don't have to bend it back and forth a bunch of times and cut it. Let's see. I mean, I could cut that with scissors. That would be easier, but I like the kind of jaggedy edge that you get by folding it instead. So how's the weather where you are? Isn't that the go-to thing to talk about when you can't think of anything else to talk about? I told you of my scanning struggles and formatting struggles and uploading struggles. Now I can tell you about my freezing Canadian winter struggles. The other day I was laughing because a video popped up in my YouTube recommended feed that was a short from somebody at the research station in Antarctica saying, you know, the weather, how's the weather today in Antarctica? And the person showed themselves putting on all their protective winter gear, like high duty gloves and their coat with all the special layers of Gore-Tex or whatever it is that they use to keep warm down there. And they showed their outside thermometer that it was negative 18 degrees, I think, like minus 18 Celsius. That's freezing. And I thought, right here where I live in Lethbridge, Alberta yesterday, the high was minus 20. The high of our day was colder than the low of the day in Antarctica. And that's just rude, isn't it? Like this morning when I woke up, it was minus 30 Celsius. And if you're a Fahrenheit person, Fahrenheit and Celsius become the same when you hit minus 40. And yeah, that's how cold it is here. Anyway, look how cute this is. A little Hoyt's German Cologne ad card turned into a little miniature scrapbook that you can glue your own Valentine scraps into or write some messages. And it might start yellowing this paper here. This is also my wallpaper print. But that is going to go in here. Super cute. That makes me happy when I see something like this come into being. You know, one more page decorated nicely. This makes me happy too. The little artist boy with his girlfriend eating strawberries next to a page about artists, artist love. I wanted to put something here too on that little flap. We've got this cute little couple. They would be sweet there, but I think I'll save them for another place. Got these picture like frame pieces. I'll save those for another page too. All our cute little cherubs. This is sweet. I forgot I was going to take an X-Acto knife to cut those little bits out. I'll do that off camera. Nobody wants to see me struggle with an X-Acto knife. Oh, she's cute there. Yes, her little green dress, I think, goes nicely with kind of the sage green floral print there. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the bottom. I'm actually going to put it here so that I don't accidentally glue this thing shut. There we go. I didn't smush her over and glue that down, so that's a victory. Very cute, isn't it? This page, I might just leave it as it is for now. Whoever gets the book, you could take a letter opener or a pair of scissors or something and rip this open here so you get 2 pages. But I'm going to leave it as a pocket for now and put something of this into it. So again, this is a back-to-back image. Whoops. And how funny is the advertising? You know, and why is so much attention being paid to this young man? Didn't you know? Why, he's a bachelor and he owns a Garland stove. Accusing all the girls of being gold diggers for kitchen appliances. But it's still a beautiful image, isn't it? I think I'll stick that. Well, I'll ink the edges of this one first. The way I got these pink background papers, I took some of my coffee dyed paper scans and some of my Sears wallpaper scans and put them into the Pages program, overlaid them with a beautiful pink, and then reduced the opacity on the pink, kind of turned it to about 30% transparent, or 30% opaque. 70% transparent, to be precise. And that way you get the Sears 1928 Sears wallpaper flowers, but kind of with a pink tone. I think that's cute. So this pair of matching back-to-back journal cards. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this too. You know, you don't really have to ink the edges, but to me it just looks so much more framed and genuine and vintage when they're inked. So what's my list of grievances for today? Number 1, scanning the images and laying them out is hard. Number 2, Etsy is cheap with its storage space. It doesn't give creators enough room to upload our files. Number 3, it's cold. That would be cute, wouldn't it? This is supposed to be sticky and stuck down though. That's not supposed to be a tuck spot. I just cut this out of some self-adhesive wallpaper. But I think this would be pretty here because it kind of matches the color of that heart. I like pink. I like every color. Every color has its moment. But I love blue. And that's why I put this fussy cut piece of Indian trim on the cover of the journal, and that's why I made the back out of this pretty blue over pink fabric that I think just looks so sweet. I might even leave that empty and find a place inside for this coffee stained envelope. We'll see. But yeah, I kind of like the pink and blue theme for this particular journal. Maybe we'll move on to the postcard and tuck this in here so that, yeah, all that blue with it. Isn't this beautiful? So this scan I made not from a piece in that Victorian scrapbook, but this was a postcard I found at the Fort Macleod antique store. And I bought it to put in my own personal journal because I just love this color of blue and I love stars. But I feel like it had to go in my Valentine's journal and Valentine's printable kit. There we go. And yes, I'm going to ink the edges of this too. I'll read you the back of this Valentine in a second. If I remember correctly, it's kind of funny what one kid wrote to another kid. Yeah, February 12th, 1911, from Toronto. I hope you will have a good laugh on this day with your Valentines. Bye-bye, but it's spelled incorrectly. It's B-Y-B-Y instead of B-Y-E, B-Y-E. I don't know if you will like the carnations or not, but the violets are very nice. Oh, sorry, did I just read all of that off camera? This is why I do flip through videos so much better than craft with me videos. When I'm crafting, my brain goes into craft mode, not conversation mode. Inking the inside too, just to be a little bit extra. See how pretty that turned out? This is one of my coffee dyed stencil pages with the pink overlay that comes in the printable kit, of course. So yeah, back to my list of grievances. Difficulty level in scanning and laying out ephemera. Etsy restrictions for file sizes. The difficulty of figuring out how to use Google Docs and insert hyperlinks. It's all worky. I feel like the first couple of times you do something, and then of course once you've learned how to do it, it gets easier and easier. Would that look cute stuck over top of this heart? I think so. Do any of these have more blue in them? They all have a little bit of blue in the ribbons, I guess. Let's see. trying to decide which one looks prettier. Ooh, you know what? I don't think I've used any originals yet. Let's go into this little goodie bag. See, luckily some of the originals that I've taken off the book kept their color nicely. Look at this cute little couple holding their doll. I'll give this original to whoever buys this book. And you know what? This pretty rose too. This, believe it or not, oh yeah, that's faded. See, look, you can see the original color here and then the faded color there. Why does it do that? It's unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, this was not out of the Victorian scrapbook. That must have already been in the envelope. How funny. Oh, but you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the original. Dun, 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 dun. As I step away for what, the 10th time in this video? This is the original. Oh, maybe, you know what? When I scanned this one, I don't think I even put him into the printable kit because you lose too much of the detail because he's so teeny tiny. Maybe we'll put him here. Oh, that looks cute. And that's the exact same shade of blue as that heart. Yeah, some of these obviously did not go into the Valentine's printable kit. They were just on the same page. So those are the ones that got soaked off first. But whatever scanned nicely. This is just so sad, isn't it? Look how faded that got. This can be one of our giveaway items. I'll give some of the nice colored things too, of course. This got really faded too. Look at that cute little boy holding his puppy dog. Let's see, what I'm specifically looking for though are flowers to put in this journal. I think we'll leave it at that. And I did say that the winner of that giveaway will get some not faded original ephemera too. Look at this one, it's a little bicycle. So cute. So let's see. One of those flower clusters will go to our giveaway winner. And this, I think, will also go in the journal. Okay, one of these for the journal and one for the giveaway winner. Let's put this one in the journal. And this one, look at those pretty colors. I love yellow roses. So pretty. All right, so is this what we're doing? And this little one going here as a decoration? Yeah. I'm glad somebody commented on the video where I did the flip through of this journal that even faded ephemera pieces are beautiful. And I agree. I'm working on a journal as a gift for a friend of mine, my friend Marion, because I found a little pin at the thrift store with her name on it. And I asked her what are her favorite colors, or does she have a favorite kind of color theme? And she said she loves neutrals and faded pastels, which I'm laughing a little bit because that is not my typical style. And this was the pin I found for $1. I couldn't resist, and I didn't want to send her just a pin that she'll never wear. So I thought I'll make her a little journal and decorate it with that pin. But I think some of the faded ephemera pieces, I'll put them in her journal because they're the colors that she likes anyway. Oh, you know what I just said? I'll give the original. See the difference? My printer must have already been low on ink because that blue sky in the printed version is kind of like a greenish sky in the original. And I did crop it a little bit when I turned it into a printable. Yeah, that's going in our giveaway envelope. This is going in the book. The blue no longer matches, but I think that looks really good anyway. And I might have to glue this down because the so-called sticky wallpaper is kind of losing some of its stick. I'm gonna leave these pages blank so that the recipient of the journal can actually use them for journaling. I'm gonna leave this as it is for the same reason. That's cute. Oh no, I should have inked her. But it's okay, never too late. I just like the way that looks better when you flip it over and that edge is inked. This I think I'm going to glue down somewhere with a glue stick. Do we want them here? No, because these are originals. I want them down flat somewhere. They're going to get glue sticked or glued down. Oh yeah, so the print version goes in our envelope, our giveaway envelope. Are you entertained? Are you bored to tears? Have you already clicked away from the video? Did you enter the draw and then say, that's all I can stand of this? I definitely want something in that pocket, but I'd left this here because I was thinking I might fold it down and then glue it to turn this into a, yeah, I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna do that. Turn it into a flip out. And did I ever finish my list of grievances? I think I did. The weather, the difficulty in scanning and laying out, the Etsy limitation, my own darn learning curve when it comes to figuring out Google Docs. You know, it's funny when you reach that age. I turned 40 this past December, and that might be the first time I've ever said that out loud because I keep joking to my family that, you know, when you're a slow kid in school and you have to repeat a grade, I told people, you know, I have to repeat 39. Do I want this here so that they're framed like that? I think I do. And then the picture is a surprise because I don't want it to be too busy. But anyway, you reach that age where you're the one talking about what life was like when you were a kid and how different the world is now. And, you know, the things that we struggle with and find difficult, like learning Google Docs and navigating design software, compared to the struggles kids these days are going to have to go through. And I feel like what they're going to be struggling with, well, when I read that Victorian Valentine on camera, you know, kids who don't learn cursive writing, they won't be able to read that. How sad. Like, I would feel so sad if I couldn't read my antique ephemera. Oh, this is going here. Heck yeah. By the way, thank you to Kat Stone for all the gorgeous Indian khadi papers, including this one that I've already found a place to use. Yeah, this is going here. That's one of the originals. Oh, if you hear running water in the background of all my videos, it's because my cat's water fountain is right next to where I film. It's truly the only place in the house that that water fountain can go, where it's not in the way of anything else, and where there's an outlet to plug it in. It's like a fountain with a filter. And a couple of videos ago, I forgot to mention this last time, a couple of videos ago I unplugged it before filming, which I always do, and when I plugged it in again after filming, it didn't work anymore. So I ordered a new one, and right before the new one arrived, the old one started working again, as they do. But I decided I'm not going to unplug it to film videos anymore. This I have something for. So I had a couple more romantic music sheets. Let's see. And I'm thinking, because I don't want this to accidentally get stuck to the following page, I might stick that down on it. But you know what? I'm dancing because I drank too much water, and the sound of the tap, the cat fountain, is making it so this is no longer comfortable for me. I'm going to do the rest of the decorating off camera. But like I said, whatever doesn't go into here is going into the giveaway envelope, including all of these cut down so that they fit into it. And good luck to you if you enter the draw. So much love to you. And you can see the full flip through of this video, of this journal on Saturday. Oh yeah, I'll find something to go in here too. This is my origami heart box. That was fun to make. Anyway, love to you. Happy crafting. Happy almost Valentine's Day. Bye for now.